How often do you sit down and plan out a project? How often do you take a second to admire the others' hard work, such as Wes Craven, Alfred Hitchcock, or any other film director or artist? How often do you take time to study, take notes, and write down the ideas you have, as well as taking time to spend with friends? Today's guest will talk about their love for film and art, and what has pushed him to his recent pursuit of his passion to create it, as well as his day-to-day during his school semester. The Humanities Mass Communications Department and Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Matthew Oberner, to meet the new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you will meet on this show are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student has written and directed 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves and the productions they've created, and give you the chance to get to know them and enjoy some of the work they've done during the semester. Our guest today is an average college student and teen who has recently been taking action and pursuing his passion of film and TV production. We would like you to meet today's guest, Paul Landi. So we know you spend a lot of time with friends and studying. Could you tell us a little bit about your day-to-day?
Yeah, so basically my day-to-day is pretty average. You know, I wake up, I go to school, I come back home, and I sit down at my desk and I either do homework or study. Typically homework takes me a really long time to get into it just because I'm a natural procrastinator. Most people are. A lot of my day is spent at my desk or like in my living room babysitting my siblings. As you can see there, up on screen for my day-to-day is me going through and typing my critique of an Obama speech I had to do for public speaking. That took me quite a few hours to do just because the speech wasn't long, but to get each part of it that I wanted took longer than it needed to. I talk to friends a lot, on Discord, Xbox, stuff like that. But typically during the week, so like Monday to Thursday, I'm at my desk, I'm studying, I'm playing video games, I'm watching, videos on film and stuff like that. Or lately I've picked up skateboarding to help me, 1, lose weight, and 2, get my mind off of a TV screen for once. Yeah. And schoolwork. Schoolwork is probably the biggest factor of my day-to-day lately. As you can see, I'm studying my mass communications class textbook right there. Naturally I don't really need to, but I like to just so I stay ahead of the curve and I don't actually have to retake classes because I used to do that a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Everything I do takes place at my desk. Eating dinner, eating lunch, eating breakfast, studying. Everything that I've mentioned so far. Texting my girlfriend or my friends. That's just how my day is. I can't really change much about it at the moment, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to make a difference in my day to day.
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11. It's a good game. People definitely are hating on it a little too much at the moment. And I know it's a little boring to some people, but at the moment I love it. I couldn't ask for more, really.
Yeah.
I got a nice family who supports me, and I get to do this all day. I get to study and play video games.
Yeah.
Granted, only during the school semester though. But during the breaks, I have to, I get a job. I dog sit, house sit, dog walk with my aunt, and I get paid a decent amount. But that's my day-to-day.
That's interesting. Can you tell us what pushed you to take film and TV production courses?
So basically I spent a lot of my time in high school trying to figure out what I wanted to do in college, and then I figured, I slapped down on the table film and TV. I saw it in the college courses, and I was like, I watch a lot of it. I spend a lot of time studying directors, actors, stuff like that, just things that interest me, and I figured, why not, right?
Yeah.
But for the longest time, I was just taking math and English when I came here. For my first two semesters, that was it. Until finally, my dad literally kicked me into the classes to take this public speaking and intro to mass communication to get a little more knowledge about media and how things work in media. Basically, my dad is the biggest reason.
What are some of the most useful things you've learned in this course?
Okay, so I think like one of the most useful things I've learned definitely has to be how to work a camera. Throughout high school, we had courses and such, like I had mentioned, but it definitely wasn't anywhere near this. Like we didn't even have cameras. We'd use our phone, or we had to get lucky and maybe someone, But it's high school, so they don't have great funding. But I couldn't do much. But so definitely learning how to work an actual camera and use an actual tripod instead of holding it up with a couple books. The shots, like I learned a lot of new shots. Like throughout high school, I only learned about like bird's eye, worms, different basic shots. But throughout here, I learned about like lines of focus, lines of motion, or well, not lines of focus, but line, yeah.
Please tell us a little bit about the student studies, cup of tea, nature, and orange projects you've created.
Yeah, sure. As they're coming up on screen, first to start off with student studies. Student studies was the first project I had to do, and I greatly appreciate it to this point. I feel that my shots were definitely decent and like probably not necessarily the best shots, but the ones I like the most. My editing is choppy, but I feel it fits. For my first project, I have to work with kids, so I didn't have enough space on my SD card each time I took these. So I really had to get it. I had to rehearse. This was rehearsing. This was writing down the shots. This was writing down the scenes. And then next is cup of tea. And cup of tea was fun in the sense that I feel like I got. I feel like I had a little more creativity as the time went on. And in editing, I cut on the action a lot more. I cut on the moving a lot more to make it look like a flowing image, as if we were there watching like my sister make her cup of hot cocoa, right? There's some really slow scenes in this because I just feel that I wanted to make sure that you saw everything, that there wasn't anything like, oh, how did that happen, or something like that. Nature is definitely it hit me hard. Nature hit me hard with the shots I had to get, like rack focus, poor man's dissolve. Those were a pain in the back, but doing it allowed me to get some fresh air away from trying to do my schoolwork or something else, and I was able to go outside and really observe more of nature in a way. Like I already, I do that from time to time whenever I feel like I need to get out, but it really allowed me to get shots in as well. So, lastly is orange. Orange wasn't as much as a pain as nature, but it definitely took a lot more effort than nature, in my opinion. For everything, I had to write a script. I had to write, my edit decision list, my field shot sheet. I had to get people. I had to get my family to actually willingly to be in this video. So everything I had to do for it. Like it wasn't given to me in a script that we got from the teachers. I had to write I had to write my script and I had to plan it out myself. But yeah.
Yeah. So out of the 4 projects, there has to be one that either you had a good time making or has some of your best work. Could you please tell us about the one and what makes it stand out?
Yeah, I think my best project, not necessarily like editing wise, or like filming wise, definitely has to be student studies. I had a lot of fun making this one. It was it was my first time making a film with a real camera, or not necessarily real, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I hope everybody knows what I mean. But it allowed me to bond with my brother to shoot this because we were up until 12 making sure we got every shot right, and we didn't want to do it again another day just in case anything messed up. I got the shots aren't necessarily great, but I feel like they definitely fit what I was supposed to do and they fit what I wanted it to look like. Granted, the editing, like I had mentioned earlier, is definitely very choppy throughout this whole project. As you're looking, you can see a couple shots that just kind of don't make sense when I cut it, but that's also because some shots couldn't be put into the project. But I just feel like this whole project is either my best or just the one that I definitely feel like I'd want to show people.
Yeah.
Obviously I'd have to do more editing throughout it, but this has definitely been the best one, in my opinion.
You mentioned the variety of things you've learned in this course. What was the most interesting and important skill you learned, and how will you put it to use? Yeah,
definitely framing. Trying to the rules of 3 that definitely came into play in some of my shots. I mean, you may not necessarily see it, but I tried my hardest to fit those in. Typically, I just threw everything straight in the middle, but then I learned you shouldn't do that in this class. And like different shots such as rack focus and poor man's dissolve definitely really came into like play, because now I can take what I learned and use that further down the line for any project that I want, anything that I want to make. I can take what I learned now and put it into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Today we got to meet someone who shared with us his day-to-day and his love for what he does. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned here at NCC to create and edit better content for people to enjoy. He also plans to use the knowledge from TV One to make entertainment that people will come to appreciate. We would like to thank Pat Landi for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you, and have a great day. What did I say? Oh, I said Pat?
How often... This has been The New Directors with your host, Matt Oberner, directed by Kadeen Graham. I am your announcer, Victoria Rosenblum. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.